What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Investing Bros live show. It is Friday, September 20th. We're coming to the end of the week. And yes, it's been a topsy-turvy one. We started off extremely bullish. We had a lot of question marks there. The markets are still up. Before we get into the show, yes, we've pulled back this morning, but we are still sitting north of 62,000. That's not something you could have said a couple of days ago. But where is the next price level coming? We're going to discuss all the levels above and below that you need to be aware of. But I'm telling you right now, yesterday I might have scared some people, and I apologize deeply because that was not my intention. The bull market is coming. Guess what's coming, though? An opportunity to buy some more cheap crypto. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more in today's video. So go ahead and smash the like button, because if we get to 600 likes before the end of today's show, we'll be doing a giveaway. We didn't quite get there yesterday, but we have another chance today. Do it right now. Also, hit that subscribe button, and we got to roll the intro.
Yes, we are here.
T-Shroom. What is going on? What is going on? How are you feeling today, T-Shroom?
Well, Tim, I'm feeling better than I deserve. I really am. And I think a lot of that has to do with something that we used to encourage you all to do a lot more often, and we don't anymore, and that's to stay hydrated. I have a non-labeled hydration beverage here, unrecognizable bottle, and this is what I'm using to fuel my body with the hydration that it needs. How are you doing today, Tim?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I think that's a very good note as well. I myself am also being fueled today by Circle. And we talked with a rep from Circle out in Dallas, Texas. What we need you to do, these are really cool. I mean, the way it works is like the flavored water, but you can control it. T-Shirt, I don't know if you know this, so we got those for free out in Dallas. I liked it so much. Taylor and I, we ordered, Taylor, my wife, I have multiple Taylors in my life. My wife, Taylor, and I ordered more of them.
Cool.
And so what I need people to do, don't buy it yet, all right? But everyone go write a sternly worded letter or email to Circle saying, why the crap are you guys not sponsoring the bros yet? They're drinking your product on their show. Go do that. Yes. Go do that for us. It's a great, by the way, Circle, again, they're not sponsored, but I like it. It's very good. If you struggle to drink your water, if you struggle to be excited about that drinking of water, Circle's got your back. Go check them out. T-Shroom, yesterday, as I said in the intro, a lot of people got scared about things I'm saying, acting as if I'm predicting the end of the bull market altogether, and that it's nothing but downward price action. So I have a challenge for myself, and I need you to keep me accountable.
Okay.
Nothing but overwhelming positivity today. Not a single negative sentence out of my mouth. We are going to the moon eventually at some point. What happens between now and then? That's the question. But bullish price action is coming. I want you guys to sleep well at night tonight. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Don't think of me as the big bad bear. Think of me as optimistic opportunity, Tim.
Right. Now, Tim, I would just encourage folks out there, if you're listening and you have this preconception of Tim, right, what I really like about Tim is he just gives it right down the middle. He just gives his honest opinion. He's not trying to be too bullish or too bearish. Yes, we both lean bullish and bearish at times because we have predictions. We're in a prediction market, a prediction industry, right? So just don't get confused, the prediction aspect of what we do, with some kind of fortune telling and we know the future is certain. Like the only thing that we know is certain is that change is going to persist. There's always going to be more change, and that's not changing. Tim, let's get into the charts. Why don't we?
Let's do it. By the way, today, stick around. If you share my screen here, T-Shroom, at the end of today's show, we got another giveaway for our members over in Discord. If you want to become one to win potentially every single week, win $50, up to $50 in our giveaway, make sure you join the Pro Bros memberships. By the way, it's like, 10 days away from prices rising over there. You definitely want to go ahead and jump in to the Discord group with the memberships. Let's take a look at our bubbles here, T-Shroom. Look at the biggest gainer of the day, Sui. Now, before we keep moving on here, we saw early in chat two things. Dips for Buying is a new YouTube member. Welcome. Make sure you join into our Discord. You get access to our Wednesday post-show members-only stream. But unfortunately, JF Hellwig said pushing Sui now. I'm out of here. I don't know about pushing. Don't make it seem like we're out here doing drug deals or something. We do think that SUI is a realistically bullish product, and I think it's doing well. And guess what? As the bubbles say, it's up 12% as the top mover within the top 100. But it's not the only big mover. Tau or BitTensor down here is 9.4%. Hex is doing well. Again, I think this was doing well the other day as well, yesterday. So it's continuing to have some good moves. Not a Hex guy, so do with that information what you will. FET is up 5.2, VeChain 4.1, AVAX 3.4, Say 3.7, IMX 4.2. And the truth is, these are up a lot higher earlier today. They have fallen back because the markets have cooled off a little bit here, but overwhelmingly, crypto is still making some bullish trends here over the short term. What does that look like as we move forward? Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart. Now, something we pointed out on our members only stream this morning for our questions and answers for our traders. Remember here a couple of weeks ago, not a couple weeks ago, it would have been like, 2 weeks ago? That is a couple weeks ago. We talked about the inverse head and shoulders pattern that was in play right here. Yes, you got a nice little, grabbed the wrong tool right there. Got a nice little left shoulder happening right here. You got a nice head right there. And then we predicted this little pullback to 55.7, giving ourselves another right shoulder, a beautiful looking inverse head and shoulders pattern. Well, if anyone had traded this by taking that opening of the top of the head or the bottom of the head up to that neckline, and you moved it over to your breakout spot, we predicted a move to 64,100. Now, of course, this was all before everything that happens weekend, but guess where we moved to this morning on Bitcoin price action? Oh my goodness, 64,100. So anyone who entered that trade that we gave to you here free on YouTube, you crushed it. If you're one of our trading members, you're crushing it a lot. We doubled. Anyone who followed our trades over the last 24 hours, doubled their trading portfolio. I highly recommend you guys join the group. It is awesome. It's not just me, by the way. There are so many other amazing traders in the Investing Bros trading group. Go join today if you can. Spots might be limited as we fill those up. Let's keep looking, though, T-Shroom, at what is going on here. There's an article written today by Cointelegraph, and it's something we have been preaching since the end of August, but now other people are coming into agreement. Bitcoin traders now agree that $65,000 is the key Bitcoin price resistance to beat. And this article goes into a bunch of technical analysis jargon. I'll fill it in for you. Ultimately, 65,000, this purple line, we have had on our charts now for a while, and it's because this was the last significant peak of Bitcoin rallies before a much larger dump. Guess why that is significant? Well, if you scroll back here, let's go to the 4-hour chart. If you come back over here, since the all-time high set back in March, Bitcoin has been in a phase of setting these lower highs on the charts. And the most recent high was a little bit more of a dip, but the most recent one was $65,000. So what Bitcoin needs to do to maintain or to gain, not maintain, but gain the bullish momentum once again, price needs to come above 65,000, close at least one, but it would be nice to get at least 2 days. It'd be nice to get 2 days of bullish closes above 65,000. Might even be nice to retest it, turn it into support. And then we're talking about a move to the upside, and we're heading towards $90,000 in the next little bit. Now, that's all very positive, right? The problem is at the moment we are underneath there. And the question is, how much lower can we drop over the next little bit? For that, I want to take a look at our liquidations chart here on the 3-daily chart. You will see we got some nice short liquidations sitting back up here at 64,100 again, because a lot of people have been shorting today. We were some of those over in our trading group. We made some good money. But I want you guys to keep an eye on, we still have a lot of liquidity down below that would take us to 60,000. The next level below that, we've talked about before, would take us closer towards 57. But let's focus for now. Zoomed in a little wrong there. Let's focus for now on this cluster right here, starting around 62,000 down to 60,000. Whether we go lower or not, I believe there's a good chance that Bitcoin price can, in fact, come back down towards those levels. You'll notice with the Lux Algo indicator, we do have the 4-hour smart trail and a nice-looking order block right in that range. It's also a level, if you take away all of the chaos going on, which, by the way, let me slow down real quick. I always forget. Some of you have no idea what I just talked about. This is the Lux Algo indicator package, the number one trading indicator package. We use it all of the time here on the channel, over in our trading group as well. These give us amazing levels of support and resistance lines, or in other words, levels to buy or to sell. And this smart trail is a moving average that's very, very strong support. It's a level that the bulls can maintain bullishness on the 4-hour chart, even if they just drop down to it. And an order block is a level where there's a high amount of liquidity. This is a level where it's saying we got a lot of people who are willing to buy and sell if this price is reached. So that reason, that's a target, an opening that people are going to want to look at. The next significant one we're looking is down here at $57,700 and another one at $56,000. We've talked very heavily about those levels in the last couple of days. And if it gets really severe, and a couple of days ago, I made it sound like this was a sure thing. I am not predicting with 100% certainty that 47,000 is possible. But I do want people to know there is a take profit level on the daily chart and the weekly chart from Luxalgo. One of the cool features about it, that it literally tells you the levels you should be looking to take profit. There's a lot of support down at $46,000, $47,000. If price starts to get ugly, that is going to be a major target where a lot of whales and institutions will look to scoop up more Bitcoin. That doesn't mean they won't scoop it up before then, and I want to keep this on your radar. 60,000, watch it. Do not be surprised if we start to fall, if we do get some form of a good bounce right there on 60,000. It's also kind of in that same camp, that area. You guys see my red trend line right here. This is a trend line that we had built from back here on July 29th with several touches of resistance, but we broke through it here the other day. Well, we've never come back to retest it, and a lot of times in the world of technical analysis, one of the strongest things that the charts can do after breaking through a major level of resistance is to come back down and treat that same level as support. So this move would not be bearish. It would be another higher low in this bull trend we've had since the low back here on September 6th. That is not a normal move. It's something that you guys should be looking forward to, and it is something the whales are watching. Once we reach that level, the question is, do we hold and make a bounce, or do we start to slip to much lower levels? That's what we're going to continue to monitor along the way. But I'm extremely optimistic here, everybody, that if you're looking for another good buy place, yesterday, some of you thought we were shooting up to 65,000 by the end of the day. So for you, the possibility or the ability to be buying Bitcoin at $60,000 is a dream come true. I advise you guys to look to add to your bags. Do not be selling. Do not, even if we go to 47,000, do not sell and try to pinpoint this market perfectly. Hold your long-term bags. Look for ways to trade, to create more dry powder, to buy the dips, because the bull market is still here, even if a lower price is coming. Let's move on and let's take a look at two coins here, and then we're going to transition into some news, some stories, some discussions. Let's take a look at one of our favorites here, Chainlink. Yes, there you go, username. I said it. Even though you always come in here and you come for my throat when it comes to my favorite college football team, I will continue to talk about this coin because I love it, and I know you love it as well. There's lots of you guys that love this. We broke through a major level of resistance, very similar to what I was just talking about with Bitcoin, where, again, you see touches of resistance May 29th. Let me just circle some of these so you guys can see them very clearly. Nice touch right there. Nice touch here on July 21st. Another level of resistance here around August 26th. And then we had one last good move right here, September 14th. But now you guys can see here on this 4-hour chart, we have broken through. Are we correcting back down a little bit? Yes, but this is a major bullish move here. You can see Chainlink price action after setting all of these lower lows as well. Coming right in here, getting a nice bounce, lower low, lower low. We have set now two higher lows for Chainlink. This is a very positive sign here on the 4-hour chart. Turning on our Lux Algo indicators, we did hit the 4-hour take profit, but look right down here below us. If we start to fall, let me turn this off for a second so you can see it. The first thing I'm watching is the blue smart trail from Lux Algo. Again, a nice level of support coming in here around $10.81. And then also this nice bullish order block. This is a super powered order block that is a major level of buying and selling. This would be a very amazing place to add more to your bag. Now, if things get ugly on Bitcoin, and I know we're being positive here today, but let's say Bitcoin were to drop down towards 57,000 or go even lower. Like the level we're talking about here, 1080 is if Bitcoin were to drop to 60,000. If we go back, let's say to 57, I would anticipate a strong level of support here for Chainlink more recently, but I would anticipate a move back down towards 950. And I think that disaster scenario where Bitcoin potentially hits a new low for more recent time periods and we get towards 47,000, Chainlink could end up coming back down below $8 around the area of 735. So make sure to keep an eye on that one. At the moment, though, there's still a lot of reason to look to the upside in the long term. We still have a smart trail up above us after getting, I got a lot of drawings going on here, guys. So let me clear some of this up really quickly. We got a buy signal here the other day, back on September 8th. We have not yet hit that smart trail, that range up here on 1239. Do we see Chainlink pop off and hit those levels first before a major correction? This is why you do not sell. This is why you hodl and you look for trading opportunities. To find out more about the short-term action of Chainlink, I'm not going to talk about that today. That is something we will discuss in depth with our trading community. So if you're one of those guys, look forward to that. And next week, we'll keep you up to date with what's happening. Let's check out another coin here before we call it a day with the technical analysis. We're giving you guys a heavy dose. Sui has been on a little bit of a tear here more recently, breaking through a lot of order blocks. These are levels that should have been strong resistance, but they're breaking through them like a hot knife through butter. We did just get up here on the daily chart and hit our take profit at 153. So that would communicate that we should have a sell-off here on Sui as well. What we're looking at, we don't have a sell signal on the daily chart just yet, but you do see the RSI, this green wave right here. That is telling us right now we are 100% overbought on the daily chart. A correction is probably needed. When you start to move towards the 4-hour chart, we're not quite on a sell order just yet, but we are getting very, very close. How many candles has this been? Let's take a look here real quick. We might be about to get a sell signal on the 4-hour chart because we have ourselves right here a nice red reversal on the oscillator. We have that oversold or overbought green momentum, and it looks like the money flow is wanting to keel over and go negative. We need to wait a little bit longer to get confirmation, but if that is the case, this would send Sui back down towards our smart trail here, probably in the range of around 131. If that adds up and starts going towards the daily chart for a daily sell order, now we're starting to talk about these order blocks back down here towards $1. Either way, though, again, I'm looking for opportunities here to buy cheaper Sui. That level, I think $1, $1.30, both of those are going to be very good levels to add to your bags because right now, Sui has gone up and to the right very explosively. So that's what we're looking at right now on Sui. You can go up my screen here. Let's go here. Darren Lovell said you were too bearish. Maybe. I'm positive, right, today. This is a positive Friday show. I think I called it pretty well. I talked about 64,000, how important that level was going to be, and I said a short at that level, and now I'm predicting lower levels to come. Now, was I maybe a little too bearish by acting like 46,000 was a very high likelihood? I never actually said it was going to happen, but I said it was back on the table of possibilities. That being said, I still am convinced right now that there's an opportunity to be buying Bitcoin, Sui, Chainlink, and a lot of your favorite altcoins at a discount from where price is sitting right now. I don't think we're just up and to the right from here, but I do think that we still are in a long-term bullish bull market. I think that whether people are concerned or not, whales and institutions are going to use this situation right now to confuse the average retail investor, to allow price to drop a little bit lower, making some of you believe that maybe, just maybe, the bear market is here. And right as you're convinced of it, that's when they're going to scoop it all up. They're going to buy the supply, and then those prices go back to the upside. So that's why I encourage you very heavily. Look for trading moves right now, but do not sell any of your crypto. Hodl on because the bull market and alt season is just around the corner. We got some super chats in here, T-Shroom, and then we'll transfer into some news. Timmy, I'm having technical difficulties gifting memberships. So please use this donation to gift some new folks memberships. Start the weekend right. All right, there we go. $50 coming your way. Ernesto Flores gave us $5, but that's it. Let's see if I can get. Oh, here he is. Ernesto Flores gave another one. HU still. maybe that's Ain't. Ain't you still big on Chainlink? I've been DCAing still. I am very big on Chainlink. We talked very heavily about it actually earlier this week. They are still going to be a massive, massive mover in the world of bringing TradFi into crypto. And guys, there are trillions of dollars in TradFi. I'm not saying every single penny is going to make it into Chainlink, but there are trillions of dollars in TradFi investing, and Chainlink is going to be one of the biggest instruments in pulling that into the Web3 space, into cryptocurrency. Do not be sleeping on Chainlink. Let's gift some memberships here, T-Shroom. Is he going to let me? Memberships. Can I gift? Memberships gifting. There we go. Let's do 10 memberships with this super chat from Matt. Is he going to let me? Yes. Buy. Is that my credit card? I don't even know. I don't have my credit card on me at the moment. If I can't do this, T-Shroom, you're going to have to do it for me.
It's somebody's credit card.
Somebody's paying for this bill. Your card issuer declined your payment. So it must have been an old card. T-Shroom.
Or you're broke.
Wait, hold on. Oh, hey, that's rude.
Maybe Crux can do it because I
think I changed it. I got it. I think I got it. I got it. Boom.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll see. Did it go through? Yep.
Well, Amy Lives Crypto got one. Lisa J Stocks was gifted one. Ujin Sky, LZ, GT, Troy, Ben 4NS, Sean Fields, HD Crypto, Ahmed Al Kador, and Jared Dixon. Are there any more? I think that is it.
Very
Boom.
Cool. Very, very cool. We had a funny comment here. Lincoln Park said, "Stop using Granny's credit card, Tim." Is that what you're doing? Using your grandma's credit card there to pay?
Let's transition into the next part of the show here, T-Shroom. I don't want to reveal my credit card information and who that credit card belongs to, and if there's anything dodgy there. No, I don't know what the other card was. That's a card I haven't used in a long, long time. Actually, I'm looking at it. Got it to my updated one, but I'm glad to get new members in here once again. If you guys want to connect to our Discord, you get access to special members-only stream on Wednesday afternoons right after the live show. That is the perk for being a YouTube member, and you get a cool green name and some stickers.
Senza didn't get a membership, but you gotta keep tuning
Senza.
in, and you'll get a membership eventually.
Senza,
or you could just sign up and get your own membership.
I noticed you, Senza. Don't worry, I see you. I see you. You're in here alone.
That's funny. All right,
really quickly, T-Shroom. I just want to make sure we get there. Challenge. We're going to start doing this daily. So come in here and leave a like button. We are sitting at 193 likes. We have over 600 people watching. If we get to 600 likes before the end of the live show, we will give away $50 to somebody in YouTube. Go ahead and smash the like. That's your new daily challenge. Come in here, smash the like. One of you will walk away with $50 if we hit that goal. We got close last night. Got to like 870 something, but we're still 130 off from our goal. Today it's 600. Get us $600, $50 coming your way. T-Shroom, it's Friday.
Now,
but there's some news to talk about that's going to bring us into the weekend that people need to know about. What do you got for us?
Now, so, we're going to get to the news, but some of you big ballers, about this $50 giveaway, some of you big ballers like $50, because you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, right? We get it. But we've given out, the $50 to people, and that has literally fed their family for that week, right? So, people learning to trade, learning to invest, trying to figure out how to make more money in this global economy that is very tricky. If you haven't noticed, $50 is a lot to people outside of the U.S. and even some people inside of the U.S. who are very young or different things like that. All right, let's get into it here, Tim. BOJ folded already. Is the commentary here from DB. The account kind of similar to Zero Hedge. But here's some of the thoughts here coming from the BOJ. I don't know if we'll get through all of them, but the yen dropped 1% to 145.71 versus the dollar on the BOJ's remarks. BOJ wouldn't raise rates when market is unstable. Okay, so they're labeling the market as unstable. Must maintain current degree of easing for the time being. Market moves are extremely volatile. Watching impact. That's probably the closest to a straight up, nudge and acknowledgement of the yen carry trade there. That's the 335 issuance. See no big change to Japan. U.S. economic fundamentals. Market reaction to single piece of U.S. data appears too big. A policy path will obviously change if market volatility view on risks change. So these are the reasons given for the Bank of Japan, the central bank of Japan, to go ahead and pause rates. They have left them unchanged from 0.25, excuse me. So as you can see here, Bank of Japan, the rates are remaining at 0.25, the cheapest money that money can buy around the world from central banks. The Swiss, as you can see, these are the other rates. The Swiss bank 1.25, European 3.65, and it's all just higher from there until you get up to the FOMC, which as of yesterday or as of Wednesday is now 5 clean, breaking off that 0.5 piece at the end of it. So it's just 5% now for the big banks to go ahead and get a loan from the central bank. Tim, what were your thoughts on this? This is pretty much the best case, maybe not the best case scenario, but it's a great case scenario. It's bullish. Is that at least your interpretation of the BOJ's actions here?
It's short-term bullish. It's short-term bullish, but I'll tell you why it doesn't make sense. It's another kick the can down the road because their inflation numbers rose to 3%. So Japan has watched over the last year. Like they haven't had that inflation level for over a year. This whole last year, they've been slowly increasing their inflation. So while the Bank of Japan is deciding to hold off for now, let's go back to what happened to the American currency if you were to go back to February of 2022. It was very clear inflation was starting to become a problem, but it wasn't out of control yet. And Jerome Powell decided, it's not bad enough yet. We're really not that bad. We're going to see data month in, month out. We'll decide later. And then over the next couple of months, they acted too late. And he realized and even admitted we should have been a little more aggressive up front. And of course, during that whole time period, we would go into a bear market. In definitely in crypto, but even the stock market as well. And we recovered. We began to bounce again at the end of 2022. But the overall point I'm trying to make here is, while this is short-term bullish for price action because it's not going to throw everything in a muck, for the people of Japan, everything's going to keep getting more expensive.
It's
and
terrible.
this snowball is going to get bigger and bigger. And guess what's going to happen, everybody? There will be a time, probably within the next couple of months, that Japan is going to be forced to go ahead and start raising their interest rates to fight the inflation. And what's going to happen is it's not going to stop immediately. So everything will keep getting more expensive for the people of Japan. It'll get harder to do that yen carry trade for people at other places in the world. But then also, people will start to lose their jobs in Japan because the harder it is to borrow money, the harder it is to operate business, the more people get laid off. We're positive today. We're optimistic, right? It was a good move here. But this is one we're going to have to keep our eyes on. And I'm not saying it's going to single-handedly stop the bull market from happening. It's just going to be an interesting detail of information to watch over the next couple of months, over the next year, to see just how big of an impact Japan's inflation has on crypto. For right now, with that inflation getting out of control, here's the main reason it's bullish. If I'm Japanese, if I live in Japan and I'm watching my dollar get inflated, I'm flooding into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to fight against that inflation. So that's one thing you definitely can take a look at it right here and say that's optimistic for the crypto markets because inflation is not under control over there.
Yep. And just to be clear, I mean currently it's at 3, right? Their inflation year over year, the core inflation's at 2.8. So I don't think it's getting out of control. I would say it's higher than they would have liked. It's overheated. Right.
Can you click on that? Is that a picture?
This is a picture. This is a picture. Yeah.
Let me find it. I want to show people what I'm talking about with the trajectory, but I do need to find that first. Japan, save. All right. Can I go back? Recent. I want yesterday. Yes, there we go. Thank you. Go to my screen here, T-shirt. Look at the trajectory, though, we've had. They were able, after getting up to 3.3 in October of 2023, they were able to cut the rates down to 2.2. But then this slow but sure trajectory, after hovering at 2.8 for 3 months, they have now increased, right? This is a trajectory of moving to the upside. It's something that when it keeps going, the ball gets bigger and bigger every single month. It gets harder and harder every single month.
Yeah. And obviously,
this is something to keep an eye on.
I would sit here and make the argument, like, obviously you want to be in Bitcoin rather than any currency that's inflationary, right? However, this isn't Argentina or Turkey, right, where the inflation's in double or even triple digits in the case of Argentina. right? But so it, that's just what I would say, So yes, the Japanese people are the losers from this carry trade, right? The carry trade really just benefits Wall Street and other financial centers like Berlin and Beijing and London and obviously New York. But the people who are suffering are the people of Japan who are having to pay higher prices for things like bananas and salon visits and stuff. But I would say they're not feeling enough pain yet and it's obvious because the Bank of Japan didn't hike, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm seeing there. We'll continue to move. That was definitely the biggest market moving event and headline of the last 24 hours. And now it's pretty much fizzled out. Now this is much more important here, in my opinion, for the price of Bitcoin. Here we have had our second weekly histogram that has been positive for these Bitcoin ETFs. If we drill down to the daily histograms, you can see that only two of the last histograms since September 9th have been red. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 of the 9 have been red. So this is very bullish, right? This is definitely a comeback, right? Because you can see there was a period of prolonged outflows and this is all of the ETFs as an aggregate, or as an average, I should say. Before then and obviously you can see the price of Bitcoin correlates very strongly to these inflows and outflows. So this is generally bullish, very bullish, and hopefully we continue to see this. If we can get the sign that we're not out of the woods quite yet, Tim, is that we had 2 green histograms back here very recently, and then that there was still a dump after that. So we're not back into the sunshine. We're not back into the sunshine quite yet. We're still in the forest. We'll need to see this type of action again in order for Bitcoin to get up to $200,000 per coin. But Tim, I'm sitting here, I'm believing, and I'm thinking that that's going to come sooner rather than later. And I'll show you a couple of reasons why I think that is. One, there's an event coming up, Bitcoin Amsterdam, and Suriname's presidential candidate, Maya Parabo, said to speak at that Bitcoin Amsterdam event. So this is yet another political candidate who is running on Bitcoin, making sure that the electorate of Suriname, are associating her candidacy with Bitcoin. And look, South America, countries within it, Argentina, El Salvador, right, and now Suriname are very, very familiar with Bitcoin, right? Because they might use this on a daily basis to make actual payments. And if not Bitcoin, maybe USDC or USDT or AVAX or another coin like this. But so that'll be very exciting to kind of see what she has to say. She has not been elected. She's only running, but just kind of seeing more public support for Bitcoin adoption. Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy raises $1 billion to purchase more Bitcoin, and I believe they bought 700 million more Bitcoin today. So that is very, very bullish and pretty characteristic of MicroStrategies to buy towards a local top, which is nice to see.
T-Shroom, I'm going to need you to put on your ABC hat because we got some fact checking to do.
Okay.
This would be breaking news. I don't know if it's true or not, but Redline, I have no reason to think that he's lying to us. He said, did y'all hear the Fed speaker today? PCE is well below 2%, and Fed sees the recession on horizon and the reason for 50 basis point cut. We need to fact check this. Now, what I'll say right off the bat, that doesn't surprise me, but I also need to hear it. I need to see it that it's true, because Jerome Powell was pretty much asked that on Wednesday. And so is Jerome Powell lying to us? Are other Fed members coming out and telling us the truth? Or is that a fake piece of information? Again, Redline, I'm not accusing you of anything. I need to see it. But literally the questions, if you guys watched the FOMC meeting, we recorded it live here. We watched it live with you. Almost every single question could have pretty much been summed up to like, are you sure? Why? Isn't this going to cause a recession? Is there a recession? Why are you making this 50-point cut instead of 25? If this is true, that makes sense to me. And that's what I've been saying this whole time, that the Fed cutting by 50 basis points would make sense. It's not even that they're predicting a recession is going to happen. Let's be optimistic here. It's Optimistic Friday, guys. But even if there's a chance, if they're looking and saying, you know what? We're not in trouble yet, but we need to move fast, because if we don't handle this correctly, we're going to cause a recession. then just say that. Like, tell us that information. The market will sell off a little bit, but we'll be good. Let's do 50 basis point cuts. Let's do another one in November, which, by the way, at the moment, at least according to CME Futures, that is predicting right now 52% is saying another 50 basis point cut. If that's it, fine, let's do it. Now, they're not going to say that because that's not good for certain people in politics, and we're not going to chase that rabbit down that hole. But they're doing this song and dance type of information with the American people. It would really be nice just to have public servants, and the Fed are still public servants. Tell the people what the people need to know, not what they want to know. Wrap it up in something that feels good and looks good, but tell us the truth. Why are we doing what we're doing? If this is true, T-Shirt, I don't know if you found it yet, but if it's true, it would make a lot of sense as to why 50 basis points happened. And it's not the worst thing in the world. It just means a small cool off to make sure we're okay is warranted.
Yeah, Tim, I've got a CNBC article that I almost showed today, but we decided not to. So this is what I believe is being referred to by Redline. I didn't see the breaking news aspect of this, but let's give it a go. Here, Fed Governor Waller. Now is that different from a Fed speaker? Redline is saying Fed speaker, so I don't know if there is a Speaker of the House for the Fed. They think they're either governors or board members.
I'm gonna look at mine too.
Yep. Fed Governor Waller says inflation softening faster, which would meet the 2% than expected. Put in half point cut camp. That half cut being 0.5, half being 0.25, not 0.50. He said this: the point is we do have room to move, and that is what the committee is signaling. He said. Let's see. Although it is important to recognize that there have been meaningful progress on lowering inflation, while core inflation remains around or above 2.5%. I see the risk that the committee's larger policy action could be interpreted as a premature declaration of victory on our price stability mandate. Well, he had that question. Jerome got that question in the press briefing on Wednesday, asking if this was a declaration of victory on inflation. And Jerome emphatically said, no, it's not, right? This is just, we're taking it into another direction. So he went on to say, I was a big advocate of large rate hikes when inflation was moving much faster than any of us expected. He said, I would feel the same way on the downside to protect our credibility of maintaining a 2% inflation target. If the data starts coming in soft and continues to come in soft, I would be much more willing to be aggressive on rate cuts to get inflation closer to our target. So I believe he was the one, Fed Waller was the one who went ahead and dissented, which is the first time that's happened since 2005. Mm-hmm. Look, the reality is that the Fed governors, they come out and they say stuff, right? And the market will sometimes clamor around it, but it usually doesn't move the market anywhere near what a decision would, or when Jerome Powell goes on like one of these like Brookings Institute interviews or something, those move the market because Jerome ultimately is the decider, right? He's the one. Now they do have a vote, right? But obviously he's the one steering the ship there. With the conversations and kind of whipping the votes into place. So we're getting a little bit inside baseball here, I feel. So maybe we'll keep moving on. But Tim, did you discover anything else?
Yeah, I found the transcript of what he said. I'm reading through it to try to find if he ever gets there. Something I have found that's very interesting that he said was, first, I must say the following: the views I express today are my own and do not necessarily reflect those of the Federal Reserve System or the Federal Open Market Committee, which is the FOMC. That's the standard Fed disclaimer, but I always boil it down to the following. When you're recalling today's discussion, you can always say Pat said. You cannot say the Fed said. So again, I think that, Redline says he didn't say anything directly about recession. They definitely are trying to avoid recession and realize they're late. But even this, I want to read through the rest of this and just hear what he says as a whole. But he makes a very big deal of saying, and this is their common disclaimer, don't say the whole Fed thinks. Like it's possible that he himself personally thinks that a recession is coming, but the other, I can't remember the exact number of Fed voters, but the other number, they don't, right? So you can't say the whole Fed feels this way. There's a chance the whole Fed does still feel optimistic about it. I would be very surprised, though, if there aren't a couple of the Fed members who all agree, yeah, we probably should get aggressive here, because if we don't, recession could set in. And of course, that goes back up to the age-old question, T-Shroom. Some people think we're already in a recession. We've just been masking it with fake numbers. Some people think it's going to hit like a roller coaster similar to '08. We're going to crash to historical levels. Everyone has their own little individual opinion about what recession is and when or if it's coming. At the end of the day, data is still going to be the biggest deciding factor here. How long? I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? Let's just say all the numbers are being fudged, right? Let's just admit that for the sake of the argument. Well, how long can they keep fudging the numbers? 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? That becomes the question. You can say the economy's in trouble, but the real question is how long can we fudge the numbers to make them look favorable? That's the point we're kind of getting at that would decide a bull or bear market.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, my answer would be as long as they can get away with printing infinite money and inflation not getting back up above 4%, right? I mean, we see Japan making the compromise, inflation's going up, and yet they pause, right? I think the Governor Waller makes a good point. Like, inflation's not at 2%; it's at something other than that. It's at something greater than 2%, right? And yet we're cutting rates. So I do fear that we're kind of talking over a decent amount of folks' heads who are a little bit newer to investing. So I think we'll be moving on from here. But Redline, it's a good point. Ultimately, either way, we got a 50 basis point cut, and it's a voting system. It looked like it was unanimous, regardless of whether or not there was a dissent and one member who did not agree. It was unanimous, and so we can continue to at least expect 25 basis point cuts until we reach, the terminal rate, where we'll kind of float around at. And that's really the question. Probably, I think according to the dot plots, it looked like it was about 3% into 2027. Yeah. So that would be pretty bullish, I would say, for money to be about half as cheap as what it was, to be half as expensive as what it's been for the last year. Okay, so let's keep moving here. But all good stuff. The community here is drilling in and trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Meanwhile, MicroStrategies is buying $458 million worth of Bitcoin. So 7,420, nice, 420 baby, worth of Bitcoin. So that is, that's bullish. And the other tweet was that they're raising to be able to buy like $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. So very, very bullish there. Yep. Biggest buyer, one of the biggest buyers of Bitcoin is not relenting, only putting the pedal to the metal even more. Satoshi era Bitcoin miner moves coin for the first time in 15 years. Let us know in the chat. Do you find these types of headlines to be bearish? They categorically are bearish, right? Any kind of activity in an old wallet is technically bearish because it's showing the intent to do something other than hodl, right? But there's definitely no guarantee that they're going to sell, I would say. And it doesn't say it in this headline, but it was only $15 million worth of Bitcoin, which might sound like a lot to you, but when it was purchased, it would have not been that much money. Yeah. So again, and you never know the personal stories. I'm going to throw out a fake story here, but it's a plausible scenario. Somebody bought Bitcoin really cheap a long time ago, and they just found a house that they really love, and they're not going to liquidate all of it. They're just going to liquidate a little bit. So they activated their wallet to take some profit to go buy a house. That kind of stuff happens all the time. Just so you guys know, we've seen lots of times where even on this rally, these recent rallies where we've seen, old wallet comes active, everyone look out, the whales are selling, and then price continue to go to the upside. So these are juicy headlines. If you see a lot of it, like if we saw like 100 old wallets all go active around the same time period, now all of a sudden we have something to talk about, like, hey, they know something we don't know. Yep. But one here or there, reading too far into it's a little bit of a mistake. Well, and I made the point, it's only $15 million worth of Bitcoin in that wallet. So if they sold it all, like the price of Bitcoin might go down 2% in that hour, right, that they sold, right? So it's not 2, maybe 5%, right? But it's not going to be like when Germany sold 3.1 billion or whatever it was, and then we saw a nice actual 10% shed for Bitcoin. 15 million ain't nothing. That's a couple minutes of trading volume for Bitcoin. So Let's keep moving here. We had another story, but I also agree with you, Tim. This isn't bearish, right? It's probably someone just looking to go ahead and buy a house, or buy Tesla here, or buy PayPal stock, or buy whatever, a bunch of silly bands.
Or they just got their number back from what they owe in taxes this year, because their tax CPA was delaying it over and over again. And that's what I do. Full transparency, that's where T-Shroom and I are. T-Shroom and I have not paid taxes in the year of 2024 yet. Not illegally. It's because we filed an extension. Yep. Our CPA is dealing with it. We're probably paying taxes here in the next week or two. Yep. That's just how these things can work as well.
And very
don't
quickly,
read too far into the story.
Very quickly, in the transcript that may be being read by an IRS agent now, is that we do pay our taxes. We encourage everyone to pay their taxes. We have only not, out of legal extension that we have communicated with the IRS that we were doing. Consensus lawsuit against the SEC has been dismissed. Another win for regulatory clarity on crypto in a bullish direction. Consensus lawsuit against the SEC was thrown out by a Texas federal court, as the Ethereum investigation that triggered the lawsuit was already scrapped by the SEC earlier this year. The details of this one is not going to be very market moving, but it's just generally more bullish, positive regulatory clarity for crypto. For those of you who don't know, Consensus is the company that owns and operates MetaMask. Maybe you've heard of it. We're going to just flash over this next bit, this next page very quickly. Maybe there'll be some chatter about it. Maybe there won't be. But we are past one of the biggest bullish catalysts of 2024. That was the pivot from quantitative tightening to quantitative easing. We got it yesterday. It was a little bit more bullish than we were thinking. And the market has so far interpreted it as bullish, right? The next big catalyst was the Japanese decision. That came out bullish. Will the next catalyst also be bullish? That is going to be the 2024 election forecast. We're not going to sit here and talk about politics, but this is absolutely going to play a role in Bitcoin's price action and alts that follow suit. So looking at that spread, it's pretty much 50-50. It's neck and neck, the same way it's been since essentially some events that changed things up occurred, right? And so it's really anybody's game, which in my opinion is very bullish for Bitcoin. Because if Trump gets elected, obviously that's more bullish for Bitcoin, but if Kamala gets elected, it's not necessarily bearish for Bitcoin. It can be more bearish for U.S. equities, but there ain't no organization behind Bitcoin that's got to pay more taxes, right? It's just the hodlers of it. So technically, Bitcoin is standing to benefit more if Harris was to go ahead and implement higher taxes on corporations. So Tim, do you have any evolving thoughts here on the election? Does it matter in this moment, or is November 5th the time to worry about that?
I don't think you have to wait. I don't think you should wait until November 5th to worry about it. But okay. I don't think that today on September 20th, the most important thing to the market is the election. I think there's some other features and other things going on. Of course, the election is very important, and I don't want to discredit it. I encourage everybody out there to go vote. And I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. Vote for who you feel convicted to believe would be the best choice for the United States of America, and realize that as the largest economy and the largest military, what we do here in the States affects the way the rest of the world operates as well. So you're not just doing what's best for America, you're doing what's best for the world. You decide that. That's between you and God and that voting booth. I just encourage you, go out and make your voice heard, because that is one of our God-given freedoms as an American to go do that. So go do that. Let's keep going on here, T-Shirt. Any other stories, or is it time to get in a factoid of the day and getting some Q&A?
Tim, we are done with the stories. Everything that we just covered is all that's going on in crypto and financial markets. Of course, if you want to hear more stocks and equities talk, jump on into the Discord and ask, if you have any questions about that stuff. But we primarily focus on what is going to make you money right now. And we are in the middle of a crypto bull market, baby. And so shares of Microsoft and Amazon, should you buy them? Probably, right? But you're not going to make as much money as a lot of the cryptos that we pick out here. So we are done with the stories, and I'm ready to go ahead.
Really quickly, while you're saying that, so one of the cool new features about what we're doing right now in our membership streams, there is a question and answer section in our members only sections every single day, 5 days a week after the show. Today is Fundamental Fridays with Crux. That's Crux of Crypto. You guys see him here. He has been crushing it. It is free right now, actually. So right now, even if you're just a free member of the Discord, go for it. Go join him. In October, it will be moving to one of the paid levels. But that being said, it's another incentive to go ahead and buy the memberships now while they're cheaper before prices increase. And you will get daily access. Not only right after the show, we have several question answer segments. We do live trading twice a week. We're probably going to add some more to that one as well. Go buy it right now and get all of your questions answered to your heart content with those membership options below. T-Shroom. We got a new wheel later here for the giveaway, so got more. I guess 2 people signed up while we were live, or I don't know. We added 2 more people to the list, but we also got an astounding vote yesterday. I saw it in the comments and in chat. This is going to break Nathan's heart. What I'm about to say, and it really kills me. They think it's right that I have to do this blinded, right? So I have to get rid of chat. Oh, wow. I cannot look at chat for while we are answering the Factoid today. I will bring chat back up. Scout's honor. I almost did that. I don't know why.
Bros honor.
I was a scout. Scout's honor. As I will. I'm not looking. I just pulled down the chat. I cannot see what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
You're gonna ask me this Factoid today. It is gonna be just me answering this. Hopefully, the Factoid elf took that into consideration. He's not doing some obscure factoid that nobody would know the answer unless they Googled it. Let's proceed.
All right. Let's get into it here. The Factoid of the day brought to you all by Blofin, an excellent place to leverage trade and get those gains in crypto. Tim, under the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, these United States corporate tax rate was reduced from which of these rates? Was it A, 25% to 20, B, 30% to 24, C, 35% to 21, or D, 40 handle to 25%? Which was the answer to this question?
Okay, it's going to be higher. Like 25 to 20 is just way too low. I think same for 30 to 24. So I'm going to go and narrow it down to C to D. Obviously, the act of 2017, that would have been Trump's. That's when Trump was president. This is a big deal that he made this cut, and it's part of why a lot of people think this move bolstered the economy. So it's got to be.
It's good.
It's got to be significant.
Keep talking through it. You're
but
good.
Both 35 to 21 and 40 to 25 are both pretty significant. Corporate tax. I'm tempted to go C.
You're tempted
I'm
to
go
C?
35 to 21.
Okay.
40. Yeah,
Tim?
I think 35 to 21.
Tim, is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Okay, here we go.
Wow.
Got it. So look at that. 35 to 21%. A major tax policy debate accepted in 2025 is expected in 2025, over the pending expiration of an individual and estate tax provision of the 2017 tax law. But policymakers should also use the debate to revisit the 2017 law's deep, permanent cut to the corporate tax rate from 35 to 21%. Tim, we are on the cusp of a U.S. Election that could bring back Donald Trump, or it could continue the Kamala Harris / Biden administration. We will see what ends up happening here, but change, as I've said earlier in this episode, is all that we can expect 100% of the time. So, I think we are now arrived at the question and answer section. We got about 7 solid minutes here Eastern Standard Time.
Listen, and I want people to know. I want to first off, I'm going to take my CJ Stroud moment. I want to first start off by thanking my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for helping me answer that question. And I don't say that in a mocking tone. I genuinely do. I'm very surprised at myself for getting that one right, and it looks like chat is very surprised as well and very happy. Guess what that means, everybody? Tomorrow on the Saturday show, which, by the way, tidbit of information for you guys. We need to put out this on social media as well. Spread the word. We normally are live 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's a change in the schedule due to some family coming into town. We're going to be going live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm sorry, Californians. That does mean you need to wake up at 7 instead of 8 to watch. But it's okay. You can do it. I believe in you. We're going to go live tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 11. That's coming tomorrow. And we will be giving $50 away because we got multiple factoids of the day right. That's going to be a weekly thing from here on out. All right. The other thing to mention, we can do this, guys. We still have like 6 minutes. We have 700 people watching. We have 344 likes, unless 345 likes. It just updated for me. Maybe 344. I don't know. It just went back down. 600. Get us to 600 likes, and we'll do another $50 giveaway today. That's going to be the new ongoing show thing. 600 likes while we're live. We will do $50 giveaways every show that happens for the foreseeable future. Come in every day and smash the like. T-Shroom, before we do our question and answers, let's go ahead and do our members-only giveaway. Again, I think there's over 50 names on this list now, so you barely can read them. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go ahead and go to my screen here, T-Shroom, and let's do our spinny wheel giveaway. Here we go. Oh, you guys don't get the fun noise. Maybe we should set this up so T-Shroom does it in the future so that you can hear it. Rufio, I'm so glad to see that. Rufio, by the way, I know I recognize most of these names because I see them engaging in chat. Shout out to Rufio, not only for winning $50 to add into his trading game. He has been crushing it, and he is one of the guys in there that really does help bring along with the younger traders. If you're ever intimidated by the trading that happens, it's not just me in there trying to help you as much as possible. We have a whole group and a community in our trading group that walks you step by step through what a good trade looks like and steps of what you need to look at to know when to get in, when to get out. Rufio is one of the guys that I really do love everything he's posting in there. Thank you so much, Rufio, for being a part of the community, and congratulations on the $50 giveaway.
Now, you might be sitting there watching and thinking, well, that sounds like a community that I want to be a part of. Mm-hmm. Look no further than the links under the video that you're watching right now. Look, there's Tim in his awesome expression. Just scroll down, make sure that you hit the like button, and then come down here. This is the link to the free Discord, and then this is the link to the BroLux memberships that takes you into our gem list, takes you into our trading tips and trading picks and trading setups and all things Q&A. If you'd like to get access to that, look no further than the link right here in the description of the very video that you're watching. Yeah. And if you want to get that, but you also want to get Luxalgo, it's 20% off right now. You can get Luxalgo trading indicators, and you also get access to the trading community VIP trading channel, which is a paid channel in our Discord, where all the trading setups, you get access to Tim and his TA brain if you want to learn, but you've got some questions and you want to learn at your own pace. We've also got courses now, Tim. I don't think we've even mentioned this as much as we should. We've got a couple courses. They're starting to trickle in. It's not a whole course bay quite yet, but we're getting there. Tell them which courses are in there right now. Which ones are in there?
And these ones are long. They're more like webinars we've had. They're like 30-minute long videos going deep into different concepts. I'm actually going to be working over the next couple of weeks to build out shorter videos that are more they're more like straight to the point, simple terminology, but we're going to be building out. I think by the time this is all said and done, it's probably going to be over 100 videos of teaching you how to do technical analysis, how to understand trading, and do everything correctly. So look forward to that coming. When you're a member, you'll get all of that for free with your membership. We'll package all that and sell it to individuals who maybe don't want to be a part of the membership. They just want to buy the course material. That's fine. We'll have an option for that later on. But for you guys in the memberships, you'll get that for absolutely free. T-Shroom, you see something in chat you like?
I don't know how to. Maybe Christoph Damalaga. We got a baller who thinks he's too good for $50 USD. Either that or he's really excited about. I can't really.
That or he's stuck on an island and his only friend is Wilson.
Yeah, and he's like, I could really use $50. Right? Actually, $50 if you're stuck on an island won't do you any good. And then one of my favorite people in the world, Isaac Canterbury, jumping in, said, "What up, T-Shroom?"
What up, Isaac?
Isaac is a good guy. Johnny P said, "I'm going to log into my 500 emails and smash the like button."
Good idea.
How come only 500? Why do you have so few emails? Got to hustle out there if you're trying. So. Let's see. Green Thanos. I haven't read this yet, so let me make sure it's not weird. It looks okay. T-Shroom. I still haven't found anyone that is your lookalike, but for Tim, already sealed the Eddie Hall lookalike. Just give me time, and I'll find one. There is a couple of people who have said that I look like a couple of different people, so I'll leave it to you to try and find them out there.
Don't answer for him. This sounds like the hard-hitting work that Green Thanos needs to accomplish himself.
Let me give you a hint. Go to a Google search and type in "most handsome man alive," and then you'll see the lookalike for T-Shroom.
There we go. All right. Guys, we're at 400 likes. We can get 200. We can get 200 more. I don't know if we're going to get it before we're done with the show.
30
We can do it, though.
seconds.
We're going to keep on building. We're going to keep on building here, guys. We've had a lot of great views this week in our live shows. We're going to be doing more of those giveaways because I know you guys are going to get to 600 likes daily.
Here we go. 10
Dak
seconds.
Prescott, I don't
10
think he looks like
seconds.
Dak Prescott whatsoever. That's first of all, Dak Prescott is black.
It's a different Dak. It's a different Dak Prescott.
Okay,
It's just some
the
guy
white
living in Oakland. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Did
Okay.
not get enough likes, bros.
Oh no! What a tragic story B-Ball Golf had. I wanted to read it to make sure it wasn't like something. The start of it, I was like, "What's he about to say? Like, how bad is this?" He said, "I have a really sad story that I need to share. My wife accidentally left our deep freezer open overnight, and my stash of steak went bad.
Oh,
Oh my gosh!
we got to play it again.
Oh no, that's rough. That breaks my heart.
Let me know
honestly.
in the chat. Do you guys know what that quote is from, that soundbite? It's from Call of Duty. I'll tell you. It's from Call of Duty. It's like Modern Warfare 1 or something. It's like a way back. So a lot of people might not recognize it. What do you mean you
All right,
lost?
here we go.
You don't know what Call of Duty is?
Okay. Let's see here.
Doesn't answer.
Hello, watching you both from Las Vegas, says Noral? I don't know. Alano? Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. It's 4:01. It is time to wrap out today's show. But guess what? Again, if you want to go where the chat never stops, where people are always talking cryptocurrency, join the Investing Bros Discord right now. And again, the members, well, actually, everybody now, everyone in Discord, go jump in over there. Crux is going to go live here in the next couple of minutes for Fundamental Fridays. You don't want to miss it. With that said, we'll see you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Remember, it's changing schedule, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be live. With that said, love you guys. Adios.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots, stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor, the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms News got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots, stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.
Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros.